CBS's decision to cancel Colbert's late-night program sent shockwaves throughout the entire world, and Jimmy Kimmel didn't keep quiet about it. The entire media, including Jimmy Fallon, is in frenzy mode, and the timing of the cancellation couldn't have been worse. But how did Jimmy Fallon react to this entire political setup, and more importantly, are the coincidences too big to be considered as such? It's official. CBS canceled Stephen Colbert's late-night program, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, because of financial reasons that made the network lose tons of money. According to the official reasoning stated by CBS, the decision was brought solely because of financial nature. As in their statement, it said that this is purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late night. What are the numbers behind it? Well, if you were to ask CBS, the show has been losing roughly $40 million per year. And I'm sure you'd find this very hard to believe considering the fact that it consistently led its time slot. But the reasons are clear. Ad revenues have been declining, production costs have been rising, and viewership shifts towards streaming and social media have done their thing as well. An anonymous leak has been making headlines, as CBS appeared to suggest that The Late Show lost around $40 to $50 million last year. Colbert made a significant poke here, adding that he could account for $24 million of those, and asked Paramount where the other $16 million could have gone. Well, the answer is left for the viewers to find. But this is a very big play that has been commented on by all of his colleagues and rivals, including Jimmy Fallon. From this point of view, you need to see things in a broader perspective. Was this all about the finances, or was it about a greater merger that was about to happen in the background? CBS claims are loud and clear, and the fact that they are not planning any replacement for Colbert goes to further support their cause. Networks are scaling back on late night, and it's not just Stephen who's taken the axe. We have James Corden and Samantha Bee left without replacements as well. But there is big merger pressure in the background. Paramount is in the middle of a sensitive merger with Skydance Media. This is a sensitive matter that Colbert talked about just 3 days after being canceled. And considering the fact that Paramount is the parent company of CBS, you'd understand where all the controversies derive from. And there is one thing that pops to everyone's minds right now. Isn't this bit too planned for it to be labeled as a financial loss for CBS? How could this be such a big coincidence? That is definitely the question that popped into everyone's minds. And it's not just us, the ordinary people, who are finding this extremely hard to believe. Notable senators like Elizabeth Warren and Adam Schiff stated their displeasure with this development of events. Jon Stewart and John Oliver are using their entertainment platform in order to provide support for Colbert. But none of them came close to Jimmy Fallon. The infamous host of The Tonight Show started his monologue in the most controversial way possible. I don't like what's going on one bit. These are crazy times. I am your host. Well, at least for tonight. I don't think you have to delve deep into this message to understand its true meaning. It's definitely deeper than just one show. Everyone could be next, and the corporate decisions affecting the superstar late show hosts need to stop if we want to have more liberty in speech. The move of CBS and Paramount could definitely be understood as a threat towards Colbert and his remarks. But at the end of the day, I don't think they are the ones who'll be cheering that things have taken this turn of events. CBS's rationale has been heavily criticized not just by Fallon, but by Jon Stewart as well. Elaborating further on the cancellation of the show, Stewart said, "If you're trying to figure out why Stephen's show is ending, I don't think the answer can be found in some smoking gun email or in CBS QuickBooks spreadsheets. It's the fear and pre-compliance that is gripping all of America's institutions at this very moment. There have been several warnings about consequences in the media when corporations start to capitulate. According to Stewart, these institutions have chosen not to fight the vengeful and vindictive actions of our commander-in-chief. So, to put things in an easier perspective for you, nobody buys the story that Paramount and CBS are being driven by financial motives to end the show of Colbert. Quite the contrary, the general belief is that these decisions are being brought by fear, capitulating to political pressure rather than standing up for free speech. Showing the support for his colleague Colbert on Monday, who was also one of his biggest rivals on the screen, Kimmel made sure to point out that the biggest loser out of this entire saga is the network, not Stephen. Addressing it to a greater extent, Fallon said, "Everybody is talking about CBS's decision to end The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. CBS could lose millions of viewers, plus tens of thousands watching on Paramount. These are crazy times. This morning, my dad called me and said he is officially a Kimmel guy." The late-night fraternity consisting of Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and Stephen Colbert has now been left without the latter one. And addressing this situation to a greater extent, Fallon referred to the Emmy Awards that his rival won. Stephen has done years of incredibly smart and hilarious television, and he's won 10 Emmys. Well, there is no doubt about the political reasoning behind it, and the comments made by Fallon have only worsened the trust that CBS should have gained in their viewers with this move. However, with everything that's been going on in the political scene in the USA, I highly doubt that this would put CBS in a much better position. Fallon said it loud and clear. "You've lost your golden nesting chicken. You are the company that's going to lose money, and your sister company is the one that's going to catch the negative comments from the public." Fallon, who has a contract with NBC that runs through 2028, remarked about the controversial move from CBS right after the comments made by Jon Stewart and Colbert himself. "If you thought that Colbert was going to withdraw from this fight that easily, you were extremely in the wrong." In a short but chilling response to how he's been treated by CBS, Stephen said, "The gloves are off." It's not just this remark that Colbert had of CBS regarding his cancellation. He referred to them as weak links because they were afraid that he started to show a mustache in front of his own live show. Elaborating further on this, Colbert said, "CBS is pointing out that last Monday, just 2 days before my cancellation, I delivered a blistering monologue in which I showed the courage to have a mustache. I mean, obviously CBS saw my upper lip and boom, canceled. Coincidence? Oh, I think not. This is worse than fascism. This is stachism." How did the colleagues of Colbert further show their support? Through their own show, Late Night Solidarity, Tuesday Takeover, which was made of a special lineup. Hosts like Fallon, Myers, Stewart, and Oliver all turned up to it unexpectedly at the Ed Sullivan Theater, toasting with beers and showing solidarity with Colbert. It's a clear sign that the late-night hosts are ready to put their differences aside and put solidarity first, even from rival networks, just to show that this is bigger than one show. The message has been sent. Jimmy Fallon didn't hold back, and neither did any of the other rivals and colleagues of Colbert. As Stephen said, the gloves are off, and we should be expecting some juicy news in the following days. Yes, the show continues through May in 2026, and future episodes are expected to feature more guest cameos and solidarity events, as well as direct commentary on the broader media climate as well. But until then, it's up to CBS to address this move and make sure that the motives are purely financial, as they stated. With all this in mind, what is your take on Jimmy Fallon's comments and the canceling process of Stephen Colbert? Let us know in the comments below.